Hello, everybody. This is Connor Scott and Andrew Manzek, and today we'll be discussing the economic concepts present in the movie Dazed and Confused. Dazed and Confused is a 1993 film about teenagers in a small Texas town in 1976. It follows a group of students on their last day of high school as they deal with parties, traditions, and challenges of growing up. The movie explores themes of rebellion, identity, and the transition into adulthood. It also captures the freedom and confusion of youth, showcasing friendships, relationships, and decisions about the future. It is known for its 70s rock soundtrack and realistic portrayal of teenage life, becoming a cult classic. Now I'll send this over to Andrew to discuss more of our economics concepts that are present throughout the movie Dazed and Confused.
At the time when the movie came out in 1993, the U.S. was at a trough in the business cycle, meaning that GDP was decreasing and the economy was near the end of the recessionary phase. Because GDP was low and unemployment was high at the time, the movie did not do well in the box office and made only $8 million when it was released. This shows how consumer demand for goods such as movies decreased during a recession, and they can be seen as premium goods.
The next scene is a scene of Pinkman and his two buddies and another girl trying to decide whether or not to go out or stay in and play poker. You will see how it plays out and which is the opportunity cost.
Smoke, right?
So, guys, are we gonna play poker tonight?
Count me out. I'll probably be going to Pinkman's party later, okay? So.
We should do something like that. You know, good one's off on a senior trip. We can play poker anytime.
Go to a party?
Okay.
Go to a party? Come on.
Mike.
Don't worry about
Cynthia.
it. It's under control.
I don't generally feel comfortable with those
Yeah,
kinds of
okay.
things.
Pick us up at 8.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
It's gonna be all right.
Okay, I guess we're going to the party then.
Opportunity cost shows the most desirable alternative that is given up when a choice is made. In other words, when you make a decision that has other desirable choices, the things that you could have gotten instead of making that one decision is your opportunity cost. An example of this is in the movie when Mike does not want to go out on the last day of school. Had Mike chosen not to go out with his friends, the opportunity cost would have been the fun that he could have had and the relationships he could have made from going out that night. But in the movie, his friends convince him to go out, so his opportunity cost is the extra sleep or the other activity he was going to do that night. All of the choices that the characters make in the movie come with an opportunity cost. Another opportunity cost example is when Pink chooses not to sign his contract with the coaches, which came with the opportunity cost of having a good relationship with his coaches. Because he did not sign this contract, his relationship with his coaches has become much worse. So if he did sign the contract, then the opportunity cost would have been the fun that he was not able to have from signing that paper. This next scene is a scene of Pinkman and his buddies driving to Austin to buy Aerosmith tickets, which will then contribute to the nominal GDP, thus showing the basic economic concept of GDP output.
GDP is a way of measuring the output of an economy by adding up all of the goods and services sold in a country in a given year. Because the business cycle output shows growth in the long run despite recessionary and inflationary periods, US GDP is now much higher than when a movie takes place. In 1976, the GDP was just above 6 trillion. Now it is over 20 trillion. This shows how a country's output will grow in the long term because of things like increased capital goods. In the movie, an example of an addition to GDP is when Pink and his friends go to Austin to buy Aerosmith concert tickets. This would add to the cost of tickets to the consumer spending piece of GDP.
This next scene in the movie is a scene of the students learning and getting educated, which is a form of human capital. So they're gaining a human capital.
Hey guys, one more thing. Hey, this summer, when you're being inundated with all this American bicentennial 4th of July brouhaha, don't forget what you're celebrating, and that's the fact that a bunch of slave-owning, aristocratic white males didn't want to pay their taxes.
Human capital is the concept that humans earn a capital with assets such as education, training, and intelligence. This is shown in the movie when characters are learning in school in order to earn their human capital. Employers value this when finding people to work for them. So things such as high school and education are examples of human capital because it will benefit the companies because their workers would be more efficient and educated. This next scene shows the idea of scarcity and how when there's fewer of things, there is more demand for them. So people are willing to do more in order to gain.
Remember me? Second period, gym class?
That's the kind of people I was telling you about. Trouble like this means nothing to that bunch of clowns. You're the one with something to lose.
Now, Coach, you don't even know them.
Randy.
How can you even pretend to talk that way, huh?
Okay, Randy. I shouldn't do this, but I'm willing to wipe the slate clean and forget about all of this. I want you to finally get your priorities straightened out, quit hanging out with that bunch of hoodlums, and sign your commitment to your team. Have you done that yet?
I'm still thinking about it.
No one's paying you to think about it. Just do it, son.
Scarcity is the idea that there are unlimited wants in the economy and limited resources to satisfy them. It is the basis for studies in economics, and this is shown in the movie when the school's coaches have a want for a quarterback, but there's only one who can play the position well. This makes a quarterback very scarce because there's a low number of them, and the coaches demand one. This results in them letting Pig, the quarterback, get away with misbehaving and breaking rules because they can't let him go from the team or else they won't be able to play.